Hey, how you doing? You guys
Doing
ready?
well.
Yang Gang is supposed to be the name.
That is the name.
Oh man, it's all over here. I don't normally type out things on this because we always do like one character names because it's like every frame it displays is like one. Like every time my name's said, like every extra character is like one frame. But it's not like a huge deal over the whole run. So I guess I can start whenever you guys are ready. I don't know. Like,
Yeah, give us a countdown.
alright. 3, 2, 1, start. Alright, so I guess I should probably explain a little bit about what this category is. Let me get chat up here. Here, Thanos snap? I don't know. Oh, that's a while ago. So no item ROM warp is like no item manipulation or ROM warping. So like item manipulation, there's a couple of glitches you can do to write items into your inventory that obviously weren't the intended way. Like there's a trick you can do with like with chests you like delay picking up an item and like go in front of a chest and it changes your value to like some weird value. So you can like give them a bottle or give them light arrows. Those aren't allowed. And then like there's RBA, which you get a bottle on your B button and like write stuff in your inventory. That's not allowed. So like basically it's kind of like any percent but with restrictions. And the restrictions like, you know, it makes you explore more of the game rather than just like any percent. You just like go to the Deku, give him a bottle, and then you wrong warp to the end. So like because we have these restrictions, we have to like the route's gonna be like we're gonna go get ZL, go adult, and we're gonna get like magic and stuff because we need to shoot light arrows at Ganondorf. Because if you don't wrong warp, the only way to get to the end of the game is to fight Ganondorf the normal way. And then we're gonna beat Shadow and Spirit in order to get like the light arrow cutscene and light arrows. So that's like the general route. But yeah, if you guys have like any questions, you can ask. I can try and answer. There's like a lot of like pretty complicated trucks and stuff like that. But I mean, this isn't like the most complicated OT category. I mean, there's gonna be a lot of like complicated stuff, but it's not like it's insane, but it's not like I don't know, clinically insane. And we start off like relatively slow, I guess, for OT standards. But it's still like a lot of glitches early. Yeah, so I'm just gonna like try and explain things as we go on. And if you guys get confused somewhere, make sure to let me know. Like starting out, we're just gonna be collecting some rupees to get stick and nuts. And the reason why we're gonna do that as well, you need like stick or nuts to like escape forests, because we aren't going to the Deku Tree for spoilers. But we're gonna like escape. We're gonna like lock the camera, and because well, I guess I'll explain when we get to it. But I'm just gonna collect some rupees to get a stick and nuts. Another reason why we want stick and nuts is we're gonna use that to get shoes and bottom of the well later. So I'm just collecting some money, stealing from this guy's house. Oh. Oh well. I was supposed to backflip over that. Managed to backflip badly. Oh. So yeah. Yeah, the rupee route's like pretty simple. There's like a couple of options, but like this is the safer strat. Like you can go for another stick and do like a different escape, but it's generally more risky. So we're gonna go over here and we're gonna go in this crawl space and like climb out and talk to the sign, which like, because we're like in a leaving crawl space state, it's like pretty buggy, like leaving crawl spaces for some reason. And if you like do things during it, they get like messed up. So like if we talk to the sign, we're able to like throw the nut during that text and walk around. And it just kind of locks the camera there. So now I could do some backflips over here. And so normally there's like a dude blocking the exit, but because the camera's not looking at him, like he wasn't there, and we just walked through him. So there we go. We skipped the Deku Tree. One dungeon down. So yeah, like the other escape would be like, you can like clip into him with a stick in order to escape, but it uses up a stick, so like both escapes are like at the same point after they escape, and it's only like a couple seconds faster. So now we get an Ocarina. We'll use the Ocarina a little bit. It's not like completely useless, because we need to like play ZL to get magic. And we're gonna play like a warp song later. Did you go home and die %? Yeah. Though it would be a lot shorter. So here we're gonna have a chat with this friendly owl. He's gonna tell me that I should go to Hyrule Castle and not go to Kakariko. But, you know, I'm gonna go to Kakariko anyway, because I'm a rebel. So, like, about forms of movement, like, backwalking is like, well, at least as like child, technically side hopping is the fastest form of movement, but only like if you do it like frame perfectly all the time. So it's only like useful for like tasks. And like backwalking is like really close to side hopping. And like rolling, obviously. Like backwalking takes some time to accelerate to full speed, so it's only good for like really big distances. So here we're like side hopped into the water and then like stored the speed coming out of the water. So like when you go into water and leave, and then you hold like what we call like ESS position, you kind of maintain speed. It's like the game, like, I don't know, you're in like some weird animation, so it's not like checking your speed and like slowing you down. It also, so like when you're doing that ESS, like Link is like sort of tagged as being like busy or whatever, so like the owl there won't talk to you. Oh, well, okay. I was trying to do a dive with a chicken. Because, like, when you're in a cutscene, the water doesn't exist. But I'll just do a Navi dive instead. So, like, while you're in, like, a cutscene or, like, talking to Navi or something, the game just, like, doesn't consider water. So you just, like, fall right through it. So here I'm going to do something called blank A, which is like storing the crawl space state. What that does for me is it puts Link in a state where he's like, he sort of thinks he's still on the ground even when he's in the air. So like I was able to like walk off that ledge and then backflip, which obviously backflipping midair isn't something you're normally allowed to do in the game. So I got choose. And then like it also allows that clip there. Because normally when Link's like slashing a sword or a stick, like the game doesn't let him like go where there's no floor. So like if I tried to do that clip without blank A, it just like wouldn't work. Cause like I would like theoretically have enough speed to clip, but because he's swinging the sword, it wouldn't let me go out of bounds. We'll use that property of like the sword swinging, not like going out of bounds or falling off things later as well. But yeah, and then like I did a side up midair and went over there, and then like we swum up some invisible water. So like the reason why that's there is like when they made water, like the game developers I guess were kind of lazy. They just made water like extend infinitely downwards. So like wherever there's water, there's like water under it, unless there's like a ceiling or something, but like below it, and then it stops. So you like a lot of times if you get out of bounds, you can just like swim through some water to get where you want to go. So we're taking some damage here because we're gonna die later. Because I'm bad at the game, so you know, I'm gonna die. But we're gonna like die into like cutscenes and stuff, and you can skip them that way. Hey, smash back. So I'm gonna attempt like an owl skip thing here. I probably won't get it, but it doesn't like lose any time to attempt going for. So I might as well. Ah. We get to talk to this owl too. I forget what this owl tells us. He's like going on the castle or something. He's like blah blah blah, yang gang, blah blah blah. So we're gonna do like a little thing here to get an angle. And then I'm gonna line up with this seam. Yeah, like if you line correctly with a good angle, you can just like kind of walk up some seams. So we use this to like skip going around. Because that would be boring and slow. Well, it wouldn't be that slow, but... Alright. So there I did like a damage boost, like the Chew exploded, and then I like jump slashed, and the Chew hit me, which gave me like more height to get over to that ledge. That way I don't have to like wake up Talon and push the boxes, which would really suck. Oh, fuck. Alright. The guards are kind of hard, because they like look randomly around. Well, not like completely randomly, but there can be some times hard to predict. I could have avoided that though, if I hadn't messed up the last side up. But like once you get caught, if you get caught, like the boxes will be pushed, so it's not a big deal. I'll play this safe now. What the f- yeah. Alright. That's really surprising. I never seen that guy turn around that fast. Like literally. Fun. Ah. Alright. Like that was really surprising. Like there's the third guard. He like turns really quickly sometimes. Oh my god. He started turning. Oh well. Alright. Link's just, you know, he's got caught like 7 times, but they still won't throw it out. Throw him out. Thankfully. And they even push the boxes for him, so that's nice of them. At least I haven't been caught randomly by the first guard yet. So I'll take that. I'm just gonna wait for this guy. Yeah, I'm not going with that. I mean, I don't know. Alright. Yeah, I guess I'm just going up this way. I could have, if I was like faster in the other parts, like squeeze around the guard on the right. Alright. We're through. We played super safe the last time, but... Alright. No, it wasn't like horrible. I got caught like a couple times. Yeah, like the video's like played through like a black and white CRT. I don't think it's actually a filter, as far as I understand. It's like real, bro. So yeah, the guards are like kind of difficult. Like they kind of look around randomly. One thing you can do is if you get caught, like you can frame perfectly side up to like the next transition and technically get away. But I mean, like that could be like several frame perfect side ops depending on where you get caught. Generally, like you can avoid most of the problems you have with them, but sometimes they're kind of mean. So one thing I did do is I had a little bit of extra health, so I'll have to take an extra. I'll have to like use a chew to damage down on Zelda, because I took a little bit of extra health in case I failed like the damage boost up onto the ledge, because there's no like good way to get hearts. If I had failed that damage boost, like it would have been really bad. No, I'm not at the event, but like the TV is real. It's being like streamed and then played in the CRT and then restreamed. Like 7 layers of streaming Kappa. So yeah, Zelda's gonna tell us how the guy who looks obviously evil is evil. I'm gonna be like, wow, that's such an amazing deduction you've made, that the evil guy looks evil. Four and 5, yeah, I don't know. We're in Streamception land. We should spin some tops or something. And she's like, go please help us and get the 3 spiritual stones. And we're like, sure, we'll do that. And then we won't get any of them. So yeah, that was the extra damage down on her. And then I'm just gonna like walk into this cutscene and die at the same time. And it'll like skip this. This is the, like the song that you learn ZL in, but like it actually teaches you the song at the beginning, and you just kind of like pretend to learn it in the middle of the song, or the middle of the cutscene, but it actually gives it to you at the start. So if you die, then like you still get the song. And we talk to her and she takes us out. So now we're gonna buy a shield for adult, because shields are really useful. Like, I don't know, shields are probably like, I would argue they're the most broken item in the game. I don't know, I mean, like, there's a lot of things you can do with abusing momentum with shields. It's like with explosions and shields and like a lot of other things too, you can get like pretty good speed. Like that little like ESS that I did to like skip Ow, you can do that with explosions and you get like super speed ESS. So now we're gonna do the infamous dot skip. There's like a tiny like gap in that door that allows us to like clip a little bit into it. And there what I did was like after I side up, like I untargeted. And I guess like to start out, when you target things in the same, like it puts your momentum like in the direction that you targeted it. For some reason, they decided that was a good idea. So like after I clip out there, I like target the side of the door, and that like puts my momentum like forward into the door, which like keeps me like half in bounds until I can get, and then I could just hold left and get through the other side. Yeah, I do the pillar setup. I mean, the other setup exists, but it's only like a couple frames faster, really. Oh yeah, some of the areas look a little bit janky. But you know, it's like a 20-year-old game at this point. So now we're gonna get, like, say hi to this old man who definitely, like, changed their clothes and put earrings on us and shit like that. Which is interesting. Or maybe Navi did that, who knows. Also, his forehead's a Triforce piece. Like, look, it's a triangle. He's got a Triforce brain. So, like, the main thing we're gonna do, just to, like, go over the route and what we're gonna do once we get adult, is first thing we're gonna, like, go and get bombs, because bombs are kind of useful. And then we're gonna go learn Minuet for, like, later, after we beat Spirit, because we also need to go get the bow to be able to shoot light arrows. That's, like, another requirement. And then we're gonna go do Shadow, do Spirit, get the bow. Because, like, you learn Minuet, but then, like, it's faster to come back later. Because, like, you need to play Warp Song. Or, like, you don't need to, but it's convenient to play Warp Song after Spirit to go somewhere else. So yeah, this is like the run starts off a little bit cutscene heavy with like ZL and then this, but after that it kind of like lifts up a little bit. I mean, you know, like we have like Shadow and Spirit, and then we have like Light Arrow cutscene. But like the Shadow and Spirit are like really short. So the reason, I guess, why this is Japanese, I didn't explain that. The Japanese characters are like, so like with English characters, like it takes like almost double the number of characters to say like the same thing. So like the English text end up going like half the speed. Like not all cutscenes are like half speed, because a lot of parts without text, like this part for example. But like the text scroll, like at least to me it seems like it's about half the speed of the Japanese. So like if I did this run in English, I'd probably lose like 4 or 5 minutes throughout the entire run. It's interesting having it different than like one character name, because like some of the text boxes are a little bit longer than I'm used to. So there we just like save warp, because like you can like skip, like the door time's like still there, and closed, even though like we became adult because we never opened it. And like there are ways you can skip like back through it, but it's just more convenient to save warp. Actually, I don't think there's like a reasonable way we could do it now. So like save warping is just kind of like the best way to get out. Because like we always spawn the Temple of Time after a save warp, unless you save in a dungeon. So normally I would do a Hess here in CAC, but because I played it safe with that like extra chew, it's like I didn't take as much damage going into Zelda, and I took damage on Zelda. I'm gonna skip the Hess here. We'll get plenty of Hesses later though. So yeah, we're just headed up to go get some bombs. So there I just like stab the chew to make it explode sooner. It's like chews, like if you hit them they just explode. So because we're like adult and this is like meant to be a child dungeon, like you aren't able to climb this ledge as child, but you can as adult. Nice. So what that was is like if you backflip the first frame you hit the switch, you can do like a backflip in the while the switch like cutscene is going on. So that's what I did there. So there we'll just use a chew to blow up these bombs. What you're meant to do is like have strength and like pick up one of the bombs there and set it in the middle. But we don't have strength because we're a weak boy. Like even though like adult Link, like normally you would be like you should have some strength, but like actually if you don't get the Guarm bracelet, then like you don't have any strength even as adult. So like it can't even pick up bushes or anything. Oh, dang. I tried to do that like side up thing, like the same thing I did with the backflip, but I did it too early. So I just side hopped instead of hitting the switch. So here we can just like jump over here and go over to this chest. That's another thing, kind of like because we're adult, like they didn't really think you would be doing that. I mean, I guess you are kind of intending to come back as adult for like Skulltulas, but so here we turn around for like a little bit of lag reduction because things are laggy. Like I don't know, it's like those, I think those like those rising pillars or whatever that cause the lag. So now we're gonna go get some magic. Ah, this ledge is like pretty mean with like how you jump. There we go. So this is a Hess. It's like you store like the really fast bomb recoil speed in the ESS. And it lets you climb, it lets you go really fast. Now we're gonna climb. Oh wow. Alright. Well, at least I landed up here. So I wasn't like all the way to the left when I started my climb. So I ended up like going into the ceiling there. Where like normally you'd be far enough left that you just like get pushed to the left by it. Yeah, I don't know. That ledge can be pretty mean sometimes. Normally, like, when you do the setup like that, it works out. So I don't know exactly what happened there. This part of the stream is rated PG-13, Kappa. Alright, so now we're gonna go head towards Minuet. And we're gonna take some damage along the way, because I want to die into Minuet like it did with the ZL cutscene. Or the Zelda's Lullaby. Ah. That house is pretty hard, because there's like a bunch of lag going on. With all the rocks falling. Also, the bomb like adds the lag. It's not that bad to fail it though. It's not like it's a huge distance. So there we did a mega flip, which is like we use the same like fast recoil speed from bombs that we do to get like houses and stuff, and we just do like a backflip during it, and the speed's preserved throughout the backflip. So here I'm gonna do like what's called a ground jump. You get like stored in a state of like picking up a bomb, and that like when you do a backflip or a side hop, it like immediately interrupts it. And you just get like kind of the air velocity. And like in backflips and side ups, you can't actually grab ledges. So yeah, it's the same sort of thing, idea as the Zelda's Lullaby cutscene skip. We just died into the cutscene, and it skips it. And here we're gonna save and not continue. This is so like we just want to start back at Temple of Time, because now we're going to go to Shadow. And we got that Minuet, and we'll come back there later. Because like if we decide we want to do like Forest now, like we would, after we die there, we'd respawn to be like the beginning of Forest. Like that Minuet section, or like Meadow section. And you have to go like back up there. But if we just do it later after Spirit, then we can just play the song and be right at the warp pad. Just doing some more Hesses. So here we're gonna hope for like a bomb drop from this grass coming up. It's like 1 in 16 for each like individual like grass item to drop it, and like overall the patch is like a 50% chance of dropping at least one bomb. But if we don't get it, it's alright. Oh, nice. It's like 20 seconds to get like a bomb that's not RNG based, so it's worth going for. Especially because it's like 50% chance to get it. Yeah, so that bomb is like always there in that pot. But like you can only get it like once unless you like reload the grave. So what I would have done if I gotten bad luck is just like reloaded the grave after leaving to get the bomb again. So right now we're getting hook shot. Not bad. You can get like a 46 if you're a little bit faster. But 47 is pretty good. Sometimes it's hard because of like flames and stuff, but that one is pretty nice. Damp A bless this run. We got the bomb drop in, a not bad flame stuff. So now we're going to do something that's called a hookshot jump. We're going to go over here and like bonk and pull out the hookshot like while we're recovering from the bonk. And like this puts us into like a state where like Link will use like an item like for a couple of frames every like second or so. And so if we use like a hookshot at the right time and then like the couple of frames gets interrupted right as we land the hookshot, it like you connect with the hook shot and then gets interrupted, which causes like a jump to happen. Like anytime you interrupt the hook shot right as it's hitting something, you get like one of these hook shot jumps. Just being safe. So now we're in shadow. So what happened there was like we got up on that seam and we walked around. We got ISG so we wouldn't fall off, because like you can't fall off things with ISG. Like, so it's like being stuck in a state of swinging the sword. And since you can't fall off things while swinging the sword, you can't fall off things with ISG. And like we walked over there and like we did a side hop and went over the... Oh, I need a heart actually. You went over the like loading plane, because like the area like down below where like the Shadow Temple door and stuff is, and the rest of the graveyard are like two separate like little areas, and there's a loading plane between them. You can like hit him again if you time it well. Yeah, there's a loading plane between the two areas, and we like side hopped over it so it never loaded. So the door wasn't there because it's an actor. And actors aren't like loaded when you're not in the area. So now we're gonna do a trick called boat skip, and I'll explain more after it. Nice. So what we do there is we do like a mega flip like we did before to mega flip over Mido. And then that, oh, I guess. Alright, so I'm going to go through the things that happened there one by one. First we did the mega flip, and if you do it at like a perfect angle in position, and there's like that sloped ground, like sloped up ground. You can like clip through it. There's like pretty much any sloped ground in the game. If you have like the perfect angle and like the perfect position, you can clip through it. So like we clip through that, and then we're like out of bounds, and we navigate over to like the room before the boss room, like with the boss door and stuff in it. But since like it's unloaded, everything's invisible. And we go over to the boss door, and then you do, so like when you're grabbing, when you go towards like a edge of a ledge, you can like target right as you grab the ledge if you're facing a wall, and you of course sort of clip into the ledge, and then we get hit by an explosion, and that pushes us like under the door and into the boss room, because the loading zones are like always there, even when like the room's unloaded. Like loading zones are never not there. So if you can find a way to get to the loading zone, then you're in that area. Like, you know, it doesn't matter. But like, for example, like doors or whatever, like they aren't there when it's unloaded, so you can't walk through doors. So like you can't just like go out of bounds and then go everywhere and then do everything. Because like if things are unloaded, there's really no way to make things become loaded. But since the loading zones are always there, if you can get to loading zones, you like go to the boss room. It's like sort of the same idea as like the graveyard where we just unloaded and went to the loading zone. The loading zone is still there even though the area is not loaded. Oh, and then the bongo stuff. So we dropped a bomb, and like when bongo's unloaded, his hitbox is at 000. So like we drop a bomb down there, and it hits that, and it like sort of stuns him before like he's supposed to be stunned. And like normally it plays a cutscene when you jump down there of like him being introduced or whatever, and he like, you know, becomes uninvisible. But like that doesn't happen because like we already hit him. I guess like he gets kind of just like goes to the next like stage of his fight or whatever. Even though like he never like played the intro cutscene or anything, so he's just like invisible. And like his hitbox is still there, so we can just like stab him to death. With like well-timed stabs, we can just like lock him there. So now we're gonna head to Spirit, because that's the other medallion we need to get the light arrow cutscene. And then after that, the only thing we really need is a bow. And then we're set to go finish the game. So here there's no bridge. Normally you would get like a Pona to get across it, but we're just gonna do like a Hess and equip hover boots and go over the gap. It's pretty good. Alright, so now we're going to do a clip through this gate up here. It's sort of similar to the clip we did in Shadow. It's like going to be a clip on one of those sloped grounds with like the right angle position. But instead of doing it with a mega flip, we're going to do it like with just like getting damaged out of a hover. Because like to do those clips you need downward speed and like normal speed. Ah, alright. I went one frame over. So there, like, because you're in a hover, you like build up downward speed even though you're not going anywhere. And you get hit, and that gives you the linear velocity you need. You have to follow a specific path here to not void out. Oh shit. Alright. That's not a huge deal. Alright. So yeah, these tend to be a little bit harder to control than it looks because like you're holding a small like angle on the control stick, and then to change which direction you're turning, you have to like switch to the other side. So I'm gonna skip the super slide here that I would normally do because I've wasted a few bombs. So we're just gonna walk. A super slide is like a Hess, but it uses 2 bombs. He's coming. If you do a super slide, he's like guaranteed to come, but if not, you have to deal with him. That sucks. I was trying to kill him, but yeah, it's not a big deal. I mean, the Gwei, like, he can come back, but only if I'm really slow. Alright, I'm gonna play it super safe and go in here. So we got like, so what we're doing is we're like hovering up here to get to the mirror shield without going through spirit. So what going through that door does is if I accidentally like messed it up and fell down there, I could like die to get back up there. But it's not like that hard to super slide over. So like we got ISG, which is like what we did from like that seam walk over to Shadow. Like it's the same sort of idea. Like you can't fall off ledges with ISG, but like if you shield something in midair, you like can't fall anywhere. So you just like kind of like stay there, and then you can like backflip again to gain more height, and you shield another explosion, and just keep doing that until you've gained all the height you wanted. So here, like these Armos have like a 50% chance of dropping bombs. There's a guaranteed way to get bombs too, but it's best to try it. I think I got 3 bomb drops there. It's really nice. Oh, I got 4. Wow. Dang, that's really nice. Don't even need that many. Blessed. So yeah, getting 4 would be 1/16. So there is like bombs in that pot right there on our right, but we're just gonna skip it because we already got plenty. So here, we're getting ISG so we don't fall off here. Then we're doing a clip there. Ah, alright. I'll pause buffer that. Ooh. That's bad. Yep. Alright, good. Alright. So, what happened there is I did like a climb up the statue, and then we did like a little bit of clip with a bomb, just because the bomb gives you speed. And we do it like, it just so happens when you target that ball and hold the bomb over your head that it gives you a good like angle of clip there. And like I like started holding shield, which like recoiled, like started like push me back from the bomb, and that's how I got like back in bounds after clipping. And then once you're up there, you can do like some side hops and jump slashes in order to like get up onto that little part. And then you do like a hookshot extension, which is like you press A and then hookshot like the next frame, and it like moves you forward a little bit into the wall. And you can hookshot that like grate or whatever to get up by the boss door. Alright, that was probably one of the scarier parts of the run, I would say. I mean, it's not really hard, but if I died there, I'd start at the beginning of the temple, and I have to go all the way up to the boss room. I mean, if I die, I'll still have to do that, but this, like, fight's a lot safer than that one. I mean, you can die, but it's, like, not that risky. So, like, what I did there was I started that cutscene, or I started falling, and then I started the cutscene of like her dying with a bomb after I was already out of bounds. And you fall out of bounds like while the cutscene's running, then you just skip it. It's kind of like dying during it, but it's a little bit more convenient in some cases. But a lot of times you won't be able to like clip out of bounds. So like that's why we did dying for the songs, cuts and skips. Or there's just not a convenient way to clip out of bounds and then trigger the song. So yeah, this fight's a little bit of RNG in the first phase, like how long they take to shoot. You can like hookshot them to like keep them in this place that you want them though. And if they go over the outer platforms, they always shoot. So like if they go over any of the like 4 outer platforms, I know they're gonna shoot. Ooh, that's really unfortunate. Like, he didn't come out. There wasn't much I could do there. Oh, but this guy's shooting right away. That was kind of scary. Alright. Alright, we're good. It's always kind of scary when you're, like, trying to figure it out. Like, when they're shooting like that. It just sucks that that guy was on, like, the opposite side. Wow. What was that guy doing? Alright, this is a really trolly fight. And they're not shooting. Alright. This is good. We just need one more. Oh, nice. Double. So, like, you can tell because she's still over the platform that she's going to shoot again. Nice. Yeah, it was kind of close at that one point. See how, like, I cancel her, like, animation stuff after she hits me, or after she shoots, so that way she moves to the next spot faster. Because otherwise she just kind of sits there for a while and doesn't do anything. So the second part of that fight isn't actually RNG. Like, she always shoots the same element 3 times. So you always get, like, if you actually, like, fail somehow, then, like, it would become RNG from there. Like, which element she shot. So yeah, it's probably kind of like one of the riskier parts of the run. It's just like dying in spirit. I mean, it wouldn't be that bad, but it would just suck. I'm gonna get the heart container here just for extra safety. Sometimes I would skip this heart container and run. I mean, normally I would get the shadow heart container just because it's like only costs like a second or something. And like, technically I think it even saves lag in the Twin Robo fight because the like non-critical health camera, which is like when you have 1 heart or less, like it's like farther zoomed out like the normal camera, so you get like less lag of the fire effects. So it even saves a little bit of time later. So I don't know like how much getting it in shadow loses. Like, you pretty much always get it, but getting it there is like pretty out of the way. It's nice to have though, because you can get like trolled later, and it's nice to have some extra health. My bomb count's like still alright. I wasted a couple bombs there, like failing that BK skip. Actually, I never explained the BK skip. It's similar in aspect to like that gate clip we did on the way to Wasteland, where like we hovered up and they got hit by a bomb. But like there here we hovered up twice and then like dropped another bomb. But the way like the clip is, like that floor just has like a attribute that like lets you move even when you have high downwards velocity, which is what like causes the clip into that boss door. Like, I couldn't have done the same clip in Shadow Boss Door, for example, because like that ground just doesn't have that attribute that allows you to move while at high velocity. So it's only like works for some areas, but it's really useful where it like can be done. So now we're gonna play Minuet that we got earlier. And go get the bow. We aren't gonna like finish Forest Temple because there's really no need to. The way the game works is it only checks like Shadow and Spirit to see if you've like completed all the dungeons, because like it thinks that Shadow and Spirit, like there's no way you could have done them without completing the other ones first. And mainly this is because like I shouldn't have triggered the wolves. I could have aimed up higher before hookshotting. But the main reason why it does that is because you need to beat Forest, Water, and Fire to get like Nocturne, which they think is required to enter Shadow. But like you can just do that hookshot jump, and the There's a couple other strats too, but you just do the hookshot jump, seam walk, and get in there. There's like, you know, 4 or 5 different ways you can do it. But that one turns out to be the most convenient for this route. But yeah, because they only check those two, those are the only 2 we need to complete in order to get the light arrow cutscene. Gotta save those like 3 lines of code it takes to check the other temples, Kappa. Nice. Not a bad fight. The way those guys work is like they kind of have like a period and then like they start attacking again. So if you just kind of like time your stabs correctly, you can get them in like really good. So here we're gonna do like the same kind of ledge clip that we did in Shadow, but like you can actually see what's going on there this time, instead of like everything being black. I went 1 frame over. I'm trying to like, so when you get damaged by a bomb, just jump right after that. And then equip hover boots on that frame, on the first frame of the jump. You get to like store the speed throughout the entirety of the jump. If you didn't equip hover boots, then you just like lose your speed instantly. Oh, I shouldn't have unequipped hover boots. So here we're gonna do some more ground jumps like we did in the meadow. And here we're just like grabbing the top of the block, and like even though like there's like collision and stuff there, so you're like grabbing something, it's a little bit lenient with you. And we just roll over here and grab that ledge, and we skip this block puzzle. Which, you know, you'd have to like push blocks like 1,000 times to fit solve. Our bomb count's like a little bit low, but it should be fine. So now we're gonna do another Stalfos fight and get the bow. Yeah, there's some lag here when that Stalfos dies. Wow, this guy's just shielding. It's almost Stalfos is like a little bit of RNG. But there's a lot of things you can do to help. Also, this chest is floating. I assume because it's like the floor is like an actor, right? Because it like comes down. So I assume that's why the chest is misaligned. So now we're gonna go watch the most interesting cutscene in this game, Kappa. Yeah, the years of lag, you know. So yeah, now we're just gonna go to Temple of Time, and like when you enter Temple of Time, the Lido cutscene triggers. But like we're just gonna save warp to get to Temple of Time. Spoilers incoming. Sheik is actually somebody else. So yeah, I have 6 bombs right now. It should be plenty. Assuming I don't like mess up a lot of things. I might have to skip some like minor swag strats that save like a couple seconds, but oh well. A ammo gamer. I'm all. So yeah. This like run in general, like it shows off a lot of like cool stuff because you get to go to like sort of the 2 main adult dungeons. I mean the other ones are main dungeons as well, but like the Shadow and Spirit are the last ones, and I don't know, they're kind of more complicated. I don't know, water's like kind of complicated, but in like in a speed run we didn't just like, it's really fast. We just like go straight to the boss door and clip it. So it's not that interesting in speed runs. The run's going alright. I think like I'm probably only like a couple minutes behind my PB right now. There was a couple things that went bad, but overall it was pretty good. No, I'm not writing this on black and white. It's being like restreamed in black and white. It's like the theme of the marathon. So yeah, you guys have any questions about Ocarina of Time speedrunning? Now's your chance to ask. We still got like another minute, like 3 minutes of this cutscene probably. I don't know, maybe it's not 3 minutes. Oh, they're playing the intermission music. Come on, man. We got like intense speed action going on. I'm mashing buttons to get these text boxes. Every time it's like a perfect text box, like you won't see a blue box at all. Like, because when you finish the text box, there's like a blue box that appears in the bottom. It's like, you can advance now. But like if you frame perfectly advance it, you don't see that box. So you can know if I got like frame perfect mashing by whether or not you see like a blue box or arrow at the bottom of the text box. Oh man, I'm too good. You can't see any blue boxes because all my text mashing is perfect. Oh man, there was actually no blue boxes after I said something. Okay, there we go. There's a blue box. I think like you also lose like a couple of seconds like every character you have in the file name. So I don't know how much time is lost from that. I think like his name said like 20 times or something. So like maybe it's like 15, 10 seconds. Because like every time it displays the name, it's like an extra frame to like print out each character. I don't know, we gotta represent the Yang Gang, so it's worth it. Whose idea was it for what? I don't know. So here there's like a loading zone over here to go into this area because, I don't know. They're stupid. So like there's just for some reason a loading zone right there. Like that polygon or whatever is marked as a loading zone. It's not really supposed to be. Oh, I should equip light arrows. And so like you just go over there and go in the area. I don't know. It's pretty weird that they made that a loading zone, but to each their own, I guess. Ah. That's unfortunate. Alright. Let's do this. If you can quick spin, it helps out this fight a lot. Alright. That was alright. Those guys can be really trolly. Like, he hit me before I charged up my quick spin. Because I was trying to get, like, the max charge quick spin. And then, like, you can just do one jump slash on each of them and kill them. Oh, wow. That's alright. You gotta make it tense. I'm not gonna get that heart. I mean, there's really nothing else that can do damage to me that won't kill me, even if I'm at full health anyway. Like, these knuckles do like 5 hearts, I think. Or maybe 4. And Ganondorf coming up heals me to full health anyway. So one thing I didn't explain is like how crouch stabbing works. Like crouch stabbing, it uses whatever damage value that you last used was. So if you like jump slash and then crouch stab, your crouch stab will deal 4 damage. But if you slash your sword and then crouch stab, it will only deal 2. So like that's one interesting thing. It's just like they didn't program a damage value or something for crouch stab, so it's just like use whatever the damage value was before. Which is convenient for us because we can get like ISG with crouch jab and have it deal 4 damage instead of 2. Yeah, like my theory for why there's a loading zone there is that like used to be the entrance or something, and then like the way loading zones work is like there's a polygon that's marked as like loading zone, and then if you're over that polygon, then you like without like a ceiling between you and it, then like it takes you through the loading zone. So like my theory is like maybe there's an entrance there and like one of those polygons was marked as a loading zone, and like when the entrance was removed, the polygon like was never unmarked as loading zone. That's just kind of my idea, but I don't know. Or maybe some programmer was just like, I don't know, pressed a random button and made it a made it a loading zone. Dang, I need to drink like 2.4 liters of water. Speed drinking incoming. So yeah, now we're gonna do this fight. We just kind of go over here and look at the floor because lag reduction. Alright, nice. And we just lock him to the... Because, like, you're dealing damage always. Like, he's never able to, like, get out of the damage animation in order to get up. So he just, like, dies. Because, like, when he's being, like, constantly damaged, he's not able to, like, get away, basically. And, like, try to start the next phase. Because normally you'd only be able to, like, hit him, like, a couple times. Before, like, he would get up and, like, make you play tennis again. Water chugging bonus run incentive. So here, after this like cutscene, we're gonna do like a trick where we like void out and enter a loading zone at the same time, and it kind of like, so like when you void out, you like reload the area or whatever, and like, you know, puts you at the position that you entered the area, and so like from this cutscene or whatever, and when you enter a loading zone, obviously you go through the loading zone, but like when you can combine those two actions, like you'll end up going through the loading zone and then end up at the coordinates that the void out tried to put you at. So like once we do it, we'll end up out of bounds in the next area, and we can like jump slash to the end of that area and then go through the loading zone. There's a bit of rock RNG involved, so hopefully I don't get trolled by any rocks. Right. These rocks are being a little bit mean. Alright. Hopefully. Alright, good. What? Okay, I fucked up. I shouldn't have targeted. Alright, well, I got plenty of HP. Alright, there we go. There you go. So like I avoided out there because I went like over that area. So I had to redo it. Because like when you void out, you just go back to the same spot you were in. Because like there's like a hallway there you're jump slashing into. It's actually a little bit scary because if I don't jump slash far enough, like I could actually crash the game there. Because like if you double load, if you hit like a loading zone, it'll try to like load the room, but the room's already loaded and there won't be enough memory, so it'll just like run out of memory and crash. Which would be really unfortunate. Yeah, the trim over art container already paid off a little bit. Those Alphos are like really trolly. Yeah, it's not bad. It'll probably end up being like a 23 or something. BM. So coming up into this fight, we're gonna like super slide into this cutscene, and because like when you super slide in the cutscene, like Link like keeps holding up his shield, or he's like locked in the weird like super slide animation. Like when Ganon like tries to knock the sword out of his hand, it'll be like the cutscene will get like corrupted or whatever a little bit, and like I'll get to keep my sword. As long as I just hold the R button. He just like keeps his shield up. Like it'll show the sword getting hit away, but like Link won't actually lose it. We're gonna duplicate the sword. Yeah, because I mean we get to keep it and it gets knocked away. But then when we get the sword back again, we like unduplicate it. So now I can let go of it. So like normally in that part of the fight you're supposed to like use your items or whatever because your sword got knocked away, and each of them deals like 1 damage to him. But since we still have Master Sword, like we're dealing 4 damage with jump slashes. Oh wow, I didn't turn around. Ah. Alright. Nice. Not bad. I had to be a little bit safe there in order to not try and get hit. Because like the stab wasn't hitting him, so I just failed. Yeah, pretty good. Oh, I don't know what time that was. 22, not bad. I'll take that. I mean, nothing like catastrophic happened. It's just all pretty safe. I guess the guard stuff was pretty catastrophic. But other than that. Alright. Hope you guys enjoyed. I think I'm gonna be leaving now. I don't know how this stream stuff works.
Time for some credits and stuff.
Alright. The credits are like, I don't know exactly, like a couple minutes. They're fairly long. Yeah, I set my estimate like relatively high. I mean, I definitely could have like met the estimate, like if I had failed some like harder stuff, but he's like saying I hate you or something, if I remember correctly. Or he's like cursed you. So yeah, this is No I'm Wrong Warp. It's like, it's a pretty good category. It like makes you go to a lot of places you wouldn't have to go, like for any percent. You just go to Deku, and like it doesn't have like all the things that maybe like an all dungeons run would have, but it has a lot of different things in all dungeons as well for like a lot of the areas. It's generally like No I'm Wrong Warp is sort of the most run category because it's probably the easiest category to get into, at least of the longer categories. Like maybe any percent's easier to get into simply because it's shorter. But there's a lot of like safer strats you can do. Like if you don't want to do like a crazy boat skip thing in Shadow, then you can just like go around and go through Shadow normally. If you don't want to do that like hover in Spirit, you can just go through Spirit normally. So there's a lot of like easier strats you can do if you don't want to like take as many risks. So it's like an alright starting category. Or just like more beginner friendly. And then like the competitive aspect of it is like optimizing the time like once you're like at the top end. Oh, in black and white it looks kind of scary. I'll have to check that afterwards. Now Zelda's gonna send us into MM. Yeah, I think the like most interesting part of this category is like the adult section, doing like the Shadow and Spirit and stuff like that.
Alright, well thanks for RoseWater for that run. Looks like we're gonna head over to our intermission screen.
Alright.
Ad, and then we'll be right back. Marble Madness.
Alright, see y'all. Hope you have a good day.